would love to know that as someone who has built such a big, recognizable brand worldwide, what is it that you think makes you really connect with your audience?
Two things.
Mhm.
Authenticity is
If there's a couple of words that you can leave with the audience to sort of summarize who you want to be known as and who you want to be seen as, who is Jillian Michaels today?
I want to be seen as honest. We try different things, but the content is the same. The messaging is the same. The promises are the same.
Right.
The tone is the same.
Welcome to The Disruptionist, where the status quo has no seat at the table. I'm Jess Singh, and this is your invitation to join the movement of game-changing, boundary-pushing strategies that will take your marketing, branding, and customer journey to the next level. Let's get disruptive.
So, Jillian, listen, hi. It's so great to see you this morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. Now, I wanted to just start off by saying, as you know, I work in marketing and branding, and I'm also a bit of a business coach. So I would love to know that as someone who has built such a big, recognizable brand worldwide, what is it that you think makes you really connect with your audience? And what makes you stand out from your competitors?
Two things.
Hmm.
Authenticity, because people can smell when you're full of crap, and you might get one gimme, right? The
Yeah.
one hit wonder, like you pulled a fast one with your fad diet and your snake oil. But after it doesn't deliver on the promises you've made, the
Hmm.
show's gonna be over, right?
Yeah.
So authenticity and integrity, and quite honestly, doing the work,
Yeah.
educating yourself so that when you make a promise, you actually can deliver on it. You actually know what you're talking about. Those are the two things that, in my opinion, have allowed me in my space to be a prevailing expert for such a long time.
No, that's a really good point. And I suppose, so for someone like yourself, when did you realize that you went from just being Jillian Michaels as a person, as a name? And what was that moment for you that you realized, oh my goodness, I'm actually more than just my name, I'm actually a brand. And how did things change for you when that happened?
The branding was a very slow process.
Yeah.
I do remember realizing that I was, quote, famous. And that was a weird feeling. And I remember Ted Danson, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, he's a big American actor. I was on
Yeah.
many shows. But I remember he looked at me and he was like, I'll never forget, because Cheers, the show he was on, had been a complete flop. And they
Hmm.
fought for it and they fought for it and they stuck with it. And then all of a sudden, one day, it was like number one on NBC overnight. And he's like, I'll never forget, I walked out of my house and the world just felt different.
Yeah, wow.
And I remember it would be the way people would look at you when you're
Hmm.
at dinner or in an elevator, buying groceries. You're like, this is weird. Why are they looking at me? And then you're like, oh, I guess maybe they saw me on this show. That was a very strange feeling.
Yeah.
However, the branding piece was a grueling effort to get
Hmm.
away from that trainer on The Biggest Loser or the girl trainer on The Biggest Loser. And to
Yeah, wow.
this day, I can do interviews and they're like, oh, you may know her from The Biggest Loser. And I just think, are you serious? Like,
Yeah, wow.
some of the top performing fitness apps in the App Store. I've written 8 best-selling books. I have the best-selling fitness workouts of all time throughout the history of fitness videos. Like, that show's been over and I've been off of it for
Yeah,
almost a
wow.
decade. Are you kidding? Not author, not
Wow.
expert, not journalist. I've written op-eds for Newsweek. Like, Emmy nominated talk show host. No, girl, I still hear.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm telling you this is not because I'm bitter about it, but because, but to honestly illustrate what a journey and what a process it is. It's hard.
Mm.
It's very hard work, especially to be a brand that has legs. It's something I
Absolutely.
constantly work at to this day.
Right. So that brings up a really good point, because I think often people, when they think about brands, right, they think, oh, it's my logo, it's the business name, and they don't realize just how much work and effort goes into
Yes.
maintaining that connection. And I think one of the things that I
Yes.
love about you is you talked about authenticity. Being able to authentically have that relationship with your customers, I think, is part of what branding really means these days. So could you give me an idea of what it is that you do? Is it something that you do daily to make sure that whenever you have an interaction, whenever your, brand is out there, that you maintain that authenticity? Like, what do you do to hold on to that and maybe not be seen as that lady from The Biggest Loser?
Hi guys, I'm just jumping in quickly to stop you there. I just wanted to remind you, if you're a small business owner or you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to gain some clarity or strategies around your marketing, branding, the way in which you can work with customers, you can contact me by checking out the information below. I'm here to support you to start making some really positive disruptions to the industry that you work in and for you and your business. Right back to the episode.
You work against the popular narratives though, right? That's the
Yeah.
tough part, is that when you're dealing with the media, you're dealing with marketing, you're constantly having to fit into this narrative, whether you like it or not. It'll get edited out, it'll get manipulated. You simply maintain consistent messaging
Mm,
over and over and over again. And like one outlet can, oh, Jillian Michaels claims, Jillian Michaels assumes, you correct it. You're like, I'm stating facts. These are the
yeah.
facts, right? Jillian Michaels criticized. I'm like, I did not criticize. I pointed out the simple facts. Like, they constantly manipulate the narrative. So if you say the same thing over and over and over, eventually someone's going to see the whole interview
Yeah, that's a really
and
good
get the
point.
truth, or catch the whole commercial, or see the entire ad, or actually stop to watch it this time. I think being consistent, you can try different things. Obviously, we try all different things on social. Oh, this carousel ad worked. Oh, people really like the kind of all these features in one place ad that we did.
Yeah.
Oh, people like, we try different things, but the content is the same. The messaging is the same. The promises are the same.
Right.
The tone is the same. If you were to look at, without removing all judgment, if you were to look at the Bud Light debacle and take
Yes.
the trans element out of it, what really happened there? Their
Mhm.
audience, largely not transgender, felt snubbed. They were like,
100%.
wait a second, you were speaking to me, now you're no longer, you've given up on me because you are going over to this demographic. And they felt, they weren't transphobes, they just felt abandoned by the brand. Know your
Absolutely.
audience, speak to your audience, don't abandon your audience, be
Yes.
consistent with your messaging. And people constantly do that. This is the last thing I'll say, is like, oh, we really want to target that younger demographic. And I just think, why? Like, this is the demographic that's spending the money. They're buying for their aging parents, their college age kids, their own households, but you're not buying for them. You want their 15-year-old, and oh, they're influencers. No, they're not. No, they're not influencers. Maybe
Your audience.
online. They're not
Mm,
buying the food in the cupboards. They're not the ones buying their first car. They're not it's just so,
yeah.
when you decide that your audience is no longer cool and you want to speak to a younger audience, and you completely change the messaging and the marketing, people are going to get pissed. It's not to say you can't be inclusive,
No, I
but
get that.
if that makes sense, of
Yeah.
course I want younger people to work out on the fitness app. I have a young kid there for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who I'm like, perfect. Megan is going to work on the social. Megan is, mid 20s. Megan's going to have workouts for those kids, but Jillian is going to be there for everyone and still be there for her audience as they've grown with me throughout the years. Whether they
Amazing.
were, with their mom at 20 or their mom is still working out with me at 50.
Exactly right. And so, Jillian, just to wrap things up, I would love to know then if there's a couple of words that you can leave with the audience to sort of summarize who you want to be known as and who you want to be seen as. Who is Jillian Michaels today?
Honest. I want to be seen as honest. I tell the truth, even when it's unpopular, because it's the only way that somebody can make the proper decisions for themselves.
Mm.
It is not a profitable position to take, but it's the one I'll be able to live with on my deathbed. You know, there comes a point when you think about, what is my legacy? It could be your kids. You know, in some
Yes.
ways it is mine, but professionally, what am I leaving behind?
Mm.
And money. There's going to be a crossroads. And for
Mm.
me, I've made enough money, right? When is it enough? Do I need more, so much more that I'm no longer doing what I showed up to do?
Mhm.
So that's important to me, that people feel like, look, even if she's wrong, even if she's made mistakes, even if the information has changed, her intentions are always in the right place. I can trust her. That
Amazing.
matters to me. Even if they don't like me, it's like, well, I hate her, but she does seem to be
Stands by what she said.
consistent. Yeah, she has
Mm.
integrity. Exactly.
Well, listen, Jillian, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you today. I think we've got some amazing insights there. And I think what it leaves my listeners with is the fact that the heart and the authenticity that you have, you should just bring it and be consistent with it. So thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you for talking with me.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Jillian.
Thanks for joining me on The Disruptionists. If this episode sparked new ideas or challenged your thinking, I'd love your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe to your favourite platform to catch every disruptive insight. For more behind-the-scenes content and to connect with like-minded disruptors, follow me at It's Jess Singh across all social platforms. And remember, stay disruptive.